welcome everyone once again for I believe it's the fourth workshop that we've had with Media Learnity. First one was digital storytelling, then we talked about feature writing, then we had content creation for social media, and today we will be talking about fact checking and verification. We were supposed to have three excellent journalists joining us. Unfortunately, one had a family emergency. She had to pull out. But we are still joined by Ainum and Linda. So Ainum is joining us from Pakistan. She's been working as a fact checker at I-Verify Pakistan, which is a fact checking initiative by the UNDP and CEJ. That's the Center for Excellence for Journalism in Pakistan. She's been working there for a couple of years. And Linda is a Kenyan investigative journalist. Her work is featured across regional and international outlets, and she covers topics like myths and disinformation, reproductive rights, digital rights, and climate change.
So thank you for joining. Thank you for the invite to this session. I am Linda. I'm currently freelancing. I'm based in Nairobi, Kenya. I have about 5 years of experience in fact-checking and monitoring mis and disinformation, especially from across Africa. So I especially have been monitoring mis and disinformation during critical times. We have a term for it called infodemic, where there's a lot of misleading information and a lot of panic. So for instance, during the COVID-19 pandemic, there was a lot of information, true and false. So in such periods, it was important to have fact checkers verify what's true or not. During elections is one of the moments where we also call it an infodemic, where there's a lot of information, true and false, and a lot of need for fact checkers. And more recently, I was a fellow for Al Jazeera's Media Institute, looking at the AI space and how it has impacted the information space in terms of how people communicate about war, looking at Gaza, looking at Ukraine, and also closer to Africa here, looking at the Boko Haram insurgency. So I don't have slides per se, but I'll just take you through the kind of interesting snippets that I've come across in my research in the 5 years, or even in the last 1 year, looking at wartime misinformation. So there's been a lot of misinformation emanating from impersonation. And that, according to DeepMind, is one of the biggest misuse of artificial intelligence when it comes to abuse, rather. There's a lot of generation of false personas. For example, with Al Jazeera, while they were covering the Gaza war, there was a rise in people posing as Al Jazeera journalists, and the media house itself had to even come in and, issue a press release saying, don't believe. They'd even now put out certain accounts saying this person does not work for Al Jazeera, so don't believe the content that comes from them. So this is one of the problems that has come up with artificial intelligence impersonation. Besides the ways in which Al Jazeera journalists were impersonated, there is a platform that was flagged before called DC Weekly. And this one was particularly into Russian disinformation, and it would create journalist profiles, some who are real journalists from platforms like the New York Times and other major platforms. So DC Weekly was an entire news website containing Russia propaganda. You'd have what would ideally look like a proper news piece, and lots of them for that matter, because it's a whole website. So there's a lot of news pieces with fake journalists and some stolen identities from real journalists. And this particular platform was created by an artificial intelligence tool. And one of the other ways artificial intelligence has been abused, say, for example, in Africa here, from my research into the Boko Haram insurgency, before, because it's within the Lake Chad region, English is not a major language. It's not spoken by a larger population, and it's not spoken so fluently. So what some of the fact checkers have found, the use and abuse of AI in such a region, is that now ChatGPT or other AI tools are being used to come up with quick pieces of information, and now they are fluent in English and they are being produced in large quantities than have been noticed before. And these are just some of the trends in which artificial intelligence is being used, misused, and abused, especially in times of crisis like war and in infodemics, rather, as I put it earlier. And while a lot of journalists and fact checkers are trying to find out how they can catch up with this, AI wave, part of the ways they have tried to also use AI to curb mis and disinformation, number one is the use of chatbots. So most times in any fact checker would tell you a lot of claims are repeated. A lot of times you'd find that something that has been fact checked before is repeated again and again. So they already have a fact check of this content. So they come up with a chatbot where anyone who wants to verify a claim would put a link. Maybe you've seen an image that is claiming that this is happening in Gaza, but is not happening in Gaza and has been fact checked before. So fact checkers have come up with chatbots where they can automatically send you a link of a previously fact checked article or content. And some of the other tools that they are using, most of which are still in the beta phase. So you find that when there's a tool, there's also a mixture of other ways to verify information. Say, if it's an image, we are trying to look at some of the giveaways, like maybe the features of the face are off. Sometimes you find it's a little glossy, or so fact checkers are trying to use both tools and trying to use, they call it common sense, according to some of the interviews I had. But just looking at some of the quick ways you can, at a glance, tell if something is AI generated. But outside of that, there's tools like AI or not, forensically, deepware. InVid used to be used before, but it has advanced with artificial intelligence. There's a tool called Factiverse, Hugging Face, and Content at Scale. Finally, from the research that I did, some of the things that journalists hope AI can help with going forward, and as it keeps advancing, maybe some of these things have already come up. Most journalists hope that AI could offer faster data analysis. It could, offer quicker ways to flag misinformation besides the misinformation that is already fact checked. Say, when there's a large, for example, the use of a bot to generate false information, if there could be an AI tool to tell if an account is a bot or not. That's one of the ways journalists hope AI can help them in their line of work. The creation of language models for native languages, for example, in Africa or non-English speaking regions. Other ways include, accurate 100% translation, classification of AI generated content, and if AI can also enhance news production processes like copy editing and grammar checks. That's just a snippet of the history of work I've done recently, and I hope to engage further in the Q&A session. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Linda. Just a quick favor. All these widgets and apps that you mentioned, is it possible for you to write down a few of them in chat just so that people can visit and make use of them as well? Um, I actually have a couple of questions, but I'll wait for the end of the session to ask you those questions. Let's see if Ainum is back with us. Ainum, you want to try again?
Okay, so we have five pillars of visual verification: provenance, source, date, location, motivation, and what is the support. So basically, this is what if you are seeing anything on social media, check if you are looking at the original account or not, if you are seeing the right article or the piece of content. Number two, what is the source? Who created the news or article or captured the original piece of content? Number three, date is very important when the news was created. For example, what really happened in Pakistan is they shared the old content in the recent events and share the content with like that it is recent. So this is very important to check the date. Also location, when what the if you are talking about the let's see, I will give you example of X account. There are a lot of accounts on X that said they are official news accounts, but they are officially not news accounts. So these are the examples to check what is the source of that account. There is location mentioned on that account. You can check that location and you can check the date. Obviously, motivation we cannot identify at the beginning, but they have motivation like to create propaganda and all that. Then we have verification tools that is very basic. Google reverse image search, Yandex, TinEye, Binge images, and all AI manipulation detection tools. I also have this toolkit which was provided to us by Torshwella trainer Rachel Baig. I'll share this with you. With Faraz, he will share with you all. This is very informative and very helpful. You all must try this toolkit. I'll show you if I can open this. This is the toolkit. All tools are written like date and check. You can website tracking, sources, Twitter accounts, everything. AI detection tools are also available. ONSE tools. You can check this. Then we have nature of mis and disinformation, that is political, gender-based, sectarian, religious, ethnic, and social. Commonly, there are two types of mis and disinformation. Two types of mis and disinformation: political and social. Social includes climate change, health, sports, and education. Political includes misinformation, disinformation by states, state officials, politicians, and political supporters. Then we have some common categories of misdisinformation. There are a lot of categories, but these are very common, which people spread like, which is very common, which is very easy to make. To make it is very easy to make fake or dubbed videos, visuals. Like for example, let me show you with examples. Dubbed videos, for example, they use the old footage, but uh, only dubbed that part that is of their benefit. Like, for example, there was a claim circulating online last year in November that Donald Trump promises to get Imran Khan out of jail if he wins the US election. In fact, that clip was doctored, and the video clip was from 2017 when the Trump was talking about the former FBI director James Comey. So this was like highly viral on TikTok and X, and people were saying we should vote for all overseas Pakistanis living in the US should vote for Donald Trump. He will make Imran Khan out of jail. But the video was AI generated. Trump did not say anything of the sort. Then we have old visuals with recent example. In this category, what really happened is if something is happening currently in any part of Pakistan, they will do is they will use old footage. Like for example, last year there was a fighting happening in between Sunni and Shia tribes in Parachinar, and there was a video of missiles launching in Kuram district. Parachinar was circulating, and pro Sunni account were sharing the video and said they, Shia what Shia Muslims are doing with us. But actually, the video was from April 2024 when Hezbollah attacked Israel, and there was no airstrike or anything of the sort happened in Parachinar. They were only fighting with guns and arms. Another category which is very common, people do this with media outlets as well. People made fake notifications and attributed them with particular news organizations or government departments. And also there is impersonation of politicians, of PM Shehbaz. This is very common. They make fake accounts of PM Shehbaz and posted tweets on them and give the impression that PM said this. Like in this case, last year in October, there was a process going on in Pakistan about 26th Constitution Amendment, and it basically the amendment gave particular rights to the judiciary, and it limits their rights. So a lot of people were against it, and in that particular sense, PTI supporters circulated the claim that United Nations, and particularly the UN General Secretary rejected the claim, and they shared the notification and the picture associated with him. But actually, in that particular notification, there were a lot of spelling mistakes, and people were not recognizing it. They were just sharing it. UN General Secretary also criticizing this, blah blah blah. But when we saw this, it was like fake notification associated with him, and he did not say anything of the sort. We checked his official accounts, we contacted him even, and there were no news reports on it. Then we have in the impersonation, we also see there are a lot of misinformation shared by media outlets, but media outlets also become victim of false information. Like there were a lot of news outlets, especially Geo News and Hum News. People use their logos and spread misinformation, but actually they did not air that particular news. Edited visuals. This is very common type of disinformation in Pakistan. Very common category. Last year, when Trump was campaigning, there was a video circulated online, and also it was shared by PTI supporters. Also, I'm saying repeatedly PTI supporters because PTI has a lot of social media team, and they spread anything like very repeatedly. So what happened is there was a video of Imran Khan and Donald. They shared a claim that video of Imran Khan and Donald Trump played at Times Squares for Trump's election campaign, and that Trump is continuously talking about Imran Khan, and when he will come into power, he will release Imran Khan. However, the footage was doctored. The billboard was originally displayed montage of a local YouTuber who is now currently facing cases in the money laundering cases. I think his name is Raki Bhai, and his wife was in that Times Square billboard note Imran Khan and Donald Trump. And people were believing this. They were sharing this on TikTok, and it has millions of views. Deep fake AI visuals. This is very common, also very dangerous kind of nature. With people were sharing by opposition of PTI, like PMLN accounts were sharing the video of Imran Khan and criticizing that he's a playboy, he do this. Personal campaigns against him is a very common thing here in Pakistan. So there was a claim that video of Imran Khan kissing two video is circulating, and he will become our prime minister. Islamic Republic of Pakistan's prime minister is doing this. But this video was fake. Only there was a picture of him with a girl at a club a few years ago, like in 80s or 90s pictures. But it was created the picture was turned into a video with the help of AI, and it's showing they are both are kissing, but in reality they were not. So this happened also. So these were the common examples which we encountered every day. But role I would like to talk about role of artificial intelligence too. And during the elections in US, we observed that there were a lot of disinformation with the help of AI. But in Pakistan last year in 2024, we observed that people were not using AI to spread disinformation. They were spreading disinformation, but their nature was very different. They were not sharing it. But after election, there was a period when people were using AI technology to damage the reputation of female politicians. For example, Bushra Bibi, she is the former first lady of Pakistan, wife of Imran Khan, and Maryam Nawaz, she is current CM Punjab. Right after her taking oath of CM Punjab, people started campaigning against her about her character and all. This is like very common in Pakistan to harass women and to start talking about her characters and all. I didn't add example here, but right after the elections, when Asma Bukhari, she's a local politician and information minister of Punjab. So there was a video circulating, and the video has, I will say, millions of views of her that she was a porn star. Basically, her face was edited, and the video was completely edited. She also took action against that particular video, which is currently now also in Islamabad High Court, I guess, but no result of that case. So there was so after that, so about Bushra Bibi, there was a video. There's a claim circulating online that these are the past videos of former lady Bushra Bibi. In the video, she was distributing her number and saying to local uh, people, "Come meet me. I will meet you, and I will take money for it." But in reality, she was not even Bushra Bibi, and her face. This was the original lady, and her face was edited with with this. And the video was very commonly available on YouTube when we did reverse image search, and we found out that this is deep fake technology. This face has been changed with the help of AI. Another claim was viral videos of CM Punjab Maryam Nawaz hugging UAE President uh, Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed, but in reality, she just shake her hand with him. She did not do anything. The videos were fake and doctored, made through AI technology. A lot of people did not even realize that they have very common mistakes. The faces of two army personals joining, like nose is very off, position of her hands is very off, but no one recognizing. They were just sharing it, criticizing her that what is she saying. Give me a minute. Okay, so during Iran-Israel conflict, there were I'll talk about India Pakistan too, but during Iran-Israel conflict, we observed that there were a lot of misinformation spreading, and people were sharing old videos like when Iran is attacked Israel, or Israel attacked on Gaza. The video of airstrikes, video of bombardment was sharing, but in reality, they were not from recent conflict. Iranian media was also sharing AI visuals. Israeli officials were also sharing, but we do not have the data of them because we do not follow Israeli media much. Uh, Most common example and also very damaging is that people were sharing the video, AI generated video. It was clearly AI generated, but people were still sharing video of Iranian forces thanking Pakistan for intelligence support. Uh, this video gained million of views on Facebook and X. Initially, we thought we cannot do fact check on this because this is clearly fake, as you can see. But people were believing it, so we have to take step and said no, this is fake. And also it was very damaging because Pakistan has no connection with Iran. Pakistan was not supporting Iran, and still we were involved, we were including in that particular section. India Pakistan conflict, there were a lot of misinformation, disinformation going on. It was basically war of narrative. But people, initially, social media users were sharing that AI or old videos or visuals, but later the Indian media started circulating it. I am not saying it without facts, but we have facts. We know. I am not saying that Pakistani media did not use old videos or AI. They use gaming Arma 3 videos, but Indian media, though, I cannot even say how much they spread misinformation. There was a video circulating. With, this was, I think, circulated by Indian accounts, and they were saying DGISPR admitted that the Pakistan has lost two JF-17 aircrafts. This video gained million views. Initially, it has 366 views, but later it gained a lot of views. We saw the video and we were like, is it real? Because the background seems to be real and all, but we found out that they used the old footage of him and they just dubbed over his voice at one point where he's saying that Pakistan has lost JF-17 aircrafts. So this was like very, I will say, uh, dangerous claim by the use of, with the help of AI technology. Outlandish claims. There were a lot of claims which Indian media did, and one of the main is Karachi port was destroyed by Indian attack, and they were using the old video of plane crash in Philadelphia. It was very, and there was also another video or image of that showing the destruction in Rawalpindi Stadium. That was completely AI generated. A simple student can say this is AI generated, but Indian media was running that video. Recent example is misinformation, disinformation during recent Pak Afghan fighting. This image is clearly false, as you can see here, but Indian accounts and Afghan accounts were sharing the video claiming that that the Turkham border has been destroyed by Afghan Taliban. But this picture was completely AI generated, and it's clearly seems like AI generated. Even the doors are not aligning. Then we have this video claiming that in Afghan Taliban has captured Pakistan's tank. This tank is T-62. After investigation, we found out that this is T-62. This video and claim was shared by Afghan Taliban spokesperson Zabiullah Mujahid, and Afghan state-owned television also ran the same footage and same claim. But the investigation showed that Pakistan did not have this tank, and in fact, this is Afghanistan's tank. They themselves showed their video. This is very damaging and very interesting. We saw this picture and we said, "Oh, no one will believe this because it's clearly not Netanyahu." Pakistan does not recognize Israel, and in the past few days there has been rumors that Pakistan is about to recognize Israel, and there has been secret meetings going on between PM Shahbaz and PM Netanyahu with the help of Trump. But there is no official confirmation of that, so we cannot say anything about this. But PM was actually meeting Armenian president. He looks like Trump, looks like Netanyahu, but face shape is very different. But people were still believing, and to your surprise, I will tell you this image was also shared by our MPA, our MNA, PTI's MNA, and she said, "See, Prime Minister is meeting with Netanyahu. We are about to recognize Israel and all." But in reality, he was meeting with Armenian president or prime minister, but not Netanyahu. So people still believe, it's very, I will say, nonsense claim, but we still did it because people were believing it.
And then I'm
Oh,
just
this
going to
is a
jump in
very
and say we've got 1 minute. We just need to keep time
okay.
for Q&A. So
Last
thank you.
okay, last example. So this is also the same picture. We said no one will believe us because this is not even possible. The claim said viral images shows burqa clad Bangladeshi women players at ICC World Cup 2025, and pro Islamic account were sharing the claim picture with the claim that how wow they are doing great. Pakistani women should learn this too. They are playing in burqa and all. Pro Islamophobic accounts were sharing the picture with the claim. They were criticizing it, and they said they always do this. They are not even, sports is not safe with them, and all blah blah blah. But in reality this picture was like clearly AI generated. The position you can check the position of gloves, the position of this lady. She is standing in like very odd position. Her hands are not visible. Position of her second hand is like very, I'll say, not aligning. The gloves are not aligning. The position bat is not, the handle of bat is not even visible. But people were still believing it, sharing it. So we take this fact check the next day. So we're like, no, we have to do this. We did this.
We'll come back to you in the Q&A, definitely. It's just that people have a lot of questions coming up. So thank you, Ainum, for this brief insight into how messed up social media and the world of news is right now. We saw a lot of examples about claims and deepfakes and AI generated and everything. I'm just gonna pivot back to you, Linda, for a quick question. Excellent. So, I mean, we've seen so many examples. You talked about tools and apps and widgets and stuff. Can you take us through how you would verify a claim if you were to spot something? What steps would you take if it's something that you see online or on X or somewhere? What are the best practices that you've learned in the last 5 years, and what is it that we need to watch out for?
Okay, hi. Um, I first of all, I really loved the Ainum's presentation because I guess there's a lot of similar practices across fact checking, no matter where you are in the world. And one of the things she mentioned was the, I think, significance, which is because sometimes you could be fact checking something that's not reached so many people and end up amplifying false information. So in the practice I've had, first of all, you look at significance in terms of if you're seeing this post, how many people have seen it? Because if you fact check it, you may end up giving this person the clout they were looking for. So significance in terms of how many people have reshared or seen the post, the metrics that come up on social media. And number two, significance in terms of the harm that could come out of this piece of information before verifying it. So could it shift public opinion? Is it a scam that could cost people their finances and, con people? Is it a health scam that's propagating harmful medication or asking people not to, go for a vaccine or something that could have an implication on people's health? So significance, the virality, steps before verifying, I guess. Then unlike normal journalistic pieces, we'd say fact checking works backwards, because sometimes you also have a claim that you don't have information to debunk. So if you have this piece of content, you work backwards. Can I also finally come to a conclusion that this is true or false, and be able to show the audience or the reader the process and the workings, exactly where I found this information. It's true or false because of this and this and this. But I'd also just like to put it out there that sometimes it's not clear cut, and we encountered that during COVID, where something has not been proven. So sometimes we'd have a verdict that says this is not known, or this is still in research, or maybe, yeah, it's just unknown. And that can also be a fact check on its own, like this is not known, and that's what it is. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Ainum, we have a question for you from Mazhar. How can we counter misinformation and disinformation? You want to jump in on that?
Uh, okay, good question. For that, you first of all encounter misinformation. You can always verify before sharing anything on like WhatsApp, on social media, anywhere. And for that, you just need to do Google reverse image search to check if the video circulating is accurate or not, is not recent, is it recent or it is old video. Like for example, I'll give you example. She said vaccine. I remembered. I missed that example. I remember there last month a campaign, vaccination campaign was going on, and they shared a old video of students in which they got sick. They got sick because of something, and people were sharing that video with the claim that after vaccination in school, HPV vaccination in school, the girls got fainted and all. But in reality, that video was 2 3 years old when there was a gas leakage in school in Azad Kashmir, and the girls fell sick. So what you can do is always check if it's real, if it's recent or old. Check the news stories. If there's any big development, or every media outlet will share this, not everyone too. You can check in Urdu. You can check in Urdu media as well, and in English as well. You will get your answer. So yeah.
Excellent. I'm just gonna stay with us, Ainum. I am gonna pivot back to the images examples that you gave. So if I spot something on social media, and if
Hmm.
I want to check if this is AI generated, deepfake, or just fake, what are the things I should be looking at in that image to verify?
The particularly image, about particular image. Okay, so what you will do is you will do reverse image search. Save that photo, add that on Google Lens, and see if this picture has been shared previously or it's recent. If if you find that the same picture has been shared in previous time as well, you will click on the link and you will check in which context it was shared. Like if it's AI generated image, it will not show up because this is man made now, this is made by technology. But if it's real, if it's not AI but out of context, you will find the context. But if it's AI, you will instantly spot the errors in that picture, as I will show you my slides. Okay, how to spot AI images and videos. Take a closer look of that picture. Search if the picture is blurred, search for a high resolution image. Zoom in on the details. As I said, the burqa clad image, the bat is not visible. The position of the second lady is very odd. She is standing in a very odd position, which in reality is not even possible. Her hands are not visible. The position of one hand is very odd. With second, they are not even aligning. The bat is not visible completely. You can detect that. Sometimes if there is text on the video, on the image, that will be absolute nonsense. There will be spellings error and everything. Number two, you can search for the origin of the image. As I said, you can do reverse image search. You will find the old image. If that exists, you can check the news stories and check the if you cannot find anything from Google reverse image search, what you can do is you can do keyword search and check for the news stories. Not if this is too early and there's no news report in it, you will definitely find something on social media. There will be some page, some local residents, some local people telling about it, talking about it. They must share it, so you will find the context. And then watch out for typical AI mistakes. As I said, there will be some spelling mistakes. There will be in recent times we observed that AI images uh, AI does not even recognize the positions, physical, what I will say, physical positions like shadow, while shadow thing, I will say. I cannot, just give me a minute. Let me remember the example. Huh. There was a video of, there was an image. I don't know, but मुझे अभी याद, I don't remember exactly, but what happened that the shadows and reflections were not aligned. For example, if I'm standing, my shadow will come in front of me. That in that particular image, the shadow was behind me. So these are the errors that AI made, and we can easily detect that, okay, this is AI. And there could be distorted face and also distorted hands, like in despite in they will not show you 5 fingers, it will show you 6 fingers. I forgot to add that example, but you can detect there are clearly errors. If there is no error, I remember there was a video of an anchor person saying, criticizing military, but we were trying to spot AI. We were trying to uh, identify the distraction, but that video, we as a fetcher were not able to detect what is AI. So, and tools were also not reliable. They sometimes said it's AI, but sometimes they are not reliable. So we directly contacted him. He does not make anything of the sort, and luckily we did fact check on that video, because the same claim was sharing without video previously in previous years as well, 2 3 years ago, 5 6 years ago. And because of that, we fact check this. So yeah, there are some, at some point we encountered two videos in which we were not able to detect AI, and tools were also giving results in opposition. But a lot of times we detect AI because of the mistakes, spelling mistakes, or object not aligning, and face distortion.
Excellent. Thank you so much for that, Ainum. Linda, I know as part of your fellowship at Al Jazeera Media Institute, you were focusing on the role of AI in misinformation, disinformation in war conflict. So I think you can take the question that we have in chats from Gada. AI is often used to generate fake news. What I'm thinking about is whether there should be legal frameworks to hold publishers of fake images accountable, for example, imposing penalties similar to the law that regulates the work of media outlets. What would your take be on that?
I think it goes beyond, because the online space is not limited to, country laws or regional laws. Because say I'd give an example. In Kenya, we've had like data protection laws and a couple of laws that have been introduced to regulate the online space, but you can't limit it to borders, because it's just, they call it a borderless, or the global village, where anyone from any part of the world can generate misinformation about, say, someone in Kenya or about me. So I think the backstops with platforms and platform regulation, say Meta, X, they are the ones who pretty much have power in the mis and disinformation space. I'll give an example. Say in Kenya, we had protests, and the Grok tool was used to undress people, activists. So there's a way you could prompt Grok and say, show this person naked. And I think again echo Ainum's previous presentation on how the former First Lady was her images were abused, and AI was used to portray her in these kinds of ways, and women kind of often fall victim to these things. But much later, and now you can't make the same prompt on Grok, because it has been developed to kind of tell you, I can't answer to that, or I can't do this. I can't respond to your query. So these are things that are developing with AI, but the buck stops with the platforms and the people who own these platforms, really.
Is it making your life more and more difficult, AI and deepfakes?
It is. It really is. But I think the more the space grows, the more there's regulation, the more there's people and how would I call it, lobbyists and spaces that are demanding for changes. For example, Mozilla is one of the uh, organizations that have been coming up with ways to, because I guess everyone is learning about AI at the same time. So even the developers don't know the things that it can or cannot do. So it's our community, I would say. So even I think it's everyone's responsibility to whistleblow and to call out whatever abuses are, happening thanks to AI.
Okay, I'll ask one final question if nobody has any. This is for you, in say a market like Pakistan. Do you think political parties and oppositions and stuff, they actively use AI and deepfakes to spread misinformation against their opposition? Is that an active ploy?
Yes. Currently, they have started this like for almost 1 year. They are doing this. Particularly, AI technology and deepfakes they are using to destroy the damage, to destroy the reputation of the politicians. Like PMLN supporters are making deepfakes of Bushra Bibi, the former first lady, and Imran Khan, and PTI supporters are making deepfakes of CM Maryam, criticizing her. All the female politicians, PTI supporters make deepfakes of all PTI, all female politicians, which are against their, against their narrative. And same with PFs and same with PMLN. And I will tell you, and you will be shocked. There are some accounts on X that are followed by CM Mariam Nawaz, and that accounts particularly make deepfake videos of Imran Khan, Bushra Bibi, sexualization, and I'll say they are. This is like very dangerous trend, which has been in practice, particularly in gender, to target gender, female, most importantly.
Okay, as you both were explaining that AI generated images are getting harder and harder to spot because the technology is being sort of perfected. What are some of the extra steps that you're taking when you encounter with one of these content online? Like maybe they have perfected, like, I don't know, the shadow thing or the fingers, because this used to be like like something that gave away that it was AI, but now the fingers are like okay-ish. So as this technology is being improved, what steps are you taking to make completely sure that this that you have that you suspect that is AI generated, it is in fact AI generated?
Okay, so can I answer this? Okay. So tools are one thing. Like we use tools, but again, tools are not reliable. At the end of the day, it's all our senses and all our critical analysis on that image, particular image or video. Uh, in Pakistan, it might be like not very, it might be perfect in in other countries, but in Pakistan, the AI content is not that much advanced right now, and we can easily detect some errors in the form of spelling mistakes, in the form of shadow, in the form of distorted face, or some kind of positions in standing, or some clothing, the clothes are not aligning. So we can detect this, we can detect by ourselves. At the end of the day, it's just our sense, with the help of tools. Obviously tools are one thing, and for that I will suggest there are some online games. I will also share the link with Faraz, because I do not have it right now. You can do that. You can do and play that games, it will sharpen your mind. So you will be able to detect AI tools, I will say. I just have that question. Despite that, AI is dangerous, and with the help, with the passage of time, it will become very hard for us to um, fact check, I'll say, yeah, to detect what is AI and what is not.
I'd just like to add that so on top of the tell signs that journalists call common sense, I think in the paper that I'm about to publish, that's where I argue that it's become more paramount because before they would say fact checkers are getting replaced by AI, but I think this is an opportunity for old school journalism because you're taught to check with the government official or check with the source. So in this case, I think fact checkers or journalists are, more and more needed to, make a call to, an office or maybe, if it's the former first lady, make the phone call, have them, tell you that, this is actually what I said or what I didn't say. So I feel like it's also an opportunity for fact checkers and journalists. And I'd also like to refer you to the list of tools for AI to automatically detect AI generated content that I shared earlier.
Okay, so if there's no more questions, thank you so much, Ainum. Thank you so much, Linda, and thank you so much for everybody else who joined in. We saw a lot of examples. We saw a lot of tips and tricks. We hopefully from now on we're not gonna send our WhatsApp messages sent and received, sent as received or forwarded as received, and not click repost and quote on X. Um, verify before we share. Very informative. And thank you, Anna, for sharing the toolkit. And thank you, Linda, for sharing the names of some of the apps and widgets that you guys use. I hope it was useful. Hope it was beneficial. Thanks again. And yeah, see you all in the next session. Thanks again for joining. Goodbye.